everything having to do with birth and origin, with woman really, became fear. And so we started to grow essentially what we would think of as reptiles in the mind, stimulating the limbic, the fear regions of the brain. We've been trying to strangle what we fear.
Yeah.
But what this is telling us is actually it's a misunderstanding of our own energies. We've been resisting out of fear our own greater connectedness. And that's why behind here, because the question was, well, why did we, what has been our journey? And this journey is, we'll see Sophia, or the knowledge of the mother of wisdom, and she says, do you see here the ancients, now Maya, do you see how the Maya are here looking back?
Wow.
They're looking back toward the stargates through which we came. And the story here is that we don't come from not knowing, we came from vast knowing. And we came here to forget because we wanted to experiment with unique creation. To do so, we had to forget who we were. Because in that mind, we were too connected, meaning that we couldn't convince ourselves that we were alone. And this experiment necessitated first, we turn away from this relation to the stars toward Gaia, toward the knowledge of Earth. And so our early civilizations were about the knowledge of connection, of the mother, of the ancestors. Because she says, out of me, you see, you grew, finally, to hold this story. That, and this is the other thing, is that everyone who stands here stands in the position of the chalice. We hold now that we are blossoming. But for us to do this, she said, first you must see my belly. Do you see the face of the child, of the infant?
Yeah. Yes.
She says, I remind you that your consciousness is innocent, that it reaches into its ancient depths on this journey toward self-knowing. But that the human race is as a child. It doesn't remember who it is. So no matter how dark it feels, it is actually the fear of not knowing. But out of this alchemy will emerge, and this is where you'll start to see the chalice or the grail metaphor. We start to see how the chalice of beauty reveals this drop of living waters. And her story is, I'm the great mother and I nourish everything. So if you plant weeds, I grow weeds. If you plant flowers, I grow flowers. Be a wise gardener. And over the ages, we've been learning how to deal with this remarkable creative energy that we're composed of. To finally, as you can see, open the seed in the heart that blossoms, revealing then her beauty, the serpent or our energy once again, and in its mouth, the knowledge of the father and the mother, or of cycles and time and birth and creation. And when I was working here, she said, you must remember you travel universes through wombs, not machines. If it takes 100 million years to get to the nearest star, you have it all wrong. And that's why she said, go into my mind, I love this.
Oh my God!
And she said, you thought I said higher and lower self. I said higher and lower shelf. If you realize that, you'd be a lot more happy as humans, because she said, on that lower shelf, you're woven of what? Me, matter, mater, mother, of clay, salt, and water. And on your higher shelf, you have the ratios in mathematics, the patterns that inform not just your pattern, but all pattern. And what is pattern? Potter, father. What is matter? Mater, mother. Wow. So between mother and father, pattern and energy, we have the outward expression of beauty and manifestation told in a domestic cabinet. And when we return home, she says, therefore the cross is no longer the cross of death, and all is elsewhere, but you return home to realize to be human is to draw forth this chalice of infinite probability. And when male and female are no longer either or, but as lover and beloved, one within the other, we then realize that our human condition between the young girl and death is that we're born into the world of time and termination. And yet we come around and see her, and we realize that we are bound as humans between a sense of wonder and dread, possibility and fear. But this turns the waters of our life, and that's why the great question growing from all of this, the question was, well, what about the chalice? What about the grail? Turns out these are my books of religion. So we go back to the ancient Greeks, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and it shows us, do you see, and look at this, it's saying that all traditions are of value. Nothing is being lost, but now we can return home and hold. You see, I can put my hand in the mouth of the serpent of evolution and time. The other one, notice everybody who stands here becomes the loop of infinity. You become the outpouring of this great gift of all of the ancestors. So listen, we had to go to the east and the west and the north and the south. We needed to, we're so fascinating. We had to be Jewish, we had to be Hittites, we had to be Egyptian, we had to be Christian. And guess what? We still can be. But you know what? We can also do it with a sense of when we're at home, we realize we are a family. And our different visions nourish this great sense of who are we then? And that's why you can see this relationship of this recurring theme of the infinite. And it says that consciousness is innocent. It reaches, composed of the vision of universes, into the worlds it's umbilically connected to. And from this outpouring, this question, we grow this great chalice of human wisdom. And that we also see the twin, or that which must be birthed through us. And this is why this is over alchemy and Jung and all the tools of our creative expression that says, the poem doesn't know what it wants to be in you. That's why it struggles with you, and you struggle with it because it's born out of a union of the unexpected on both sides. And so this is about birthing, bringing into life. And from that, she says, you see, first you began with the mother, then you turn toward blossom, you turn toward this way. Do you see the right angle? And you know, like the Masons, they have the right angle, they all show the caliper. What that was about was the human condition. As a matter of fact, Pythagoras went by the letter Y. Why, you might ask? Well, because it was how do we balance unique identity? I think. And when I think I'm not you, because I'm looking at myself in the mirror. But when I love, what do I see? I see the chalice of wisdom. I see the ancestors.
I'm here.
Yeah, she's there. Do you see? And that's why this whole... Is that you?
That's me.
Really?
It's my name.
Oh, see that? But that's, I'm telling you, in this library, everyone would be saying, well, it's good to see you because it's your book, but remember, you're the whole of the library as well. And that's why you see the chalice here. You know, and this right angle, as I say, with this quality of Christ, Sophia, of love and wisdom. Stand here, actually. You see the apple in the heart? Try just standing there. And now hold your arms this way. Do you see one this way and one this way? You see, whoever stands here now is standing between really the two hemispheres of thought and love. But you can say, like this embrace, and that's why the body's so important here, because when we turn this direction, notice what we see when we turn back. You see the apple. And here's the gift of Eve, and the gift of our unique creation. That's why, come and put your hand on the head of the
Hours of work here, isn't that amazing?
Turn and look at yourself in the mirror. See, that's to remind you that you're the apple of Eve's eye, the whole of creation. You're whole and holy, and you're the outcome of a great journey. That's why anyone who stands here is reminded you're an artist of consciousness. You've been gathering this library of what it means to be human across the ages, and now you wear it in your very leaves. And that's why.
Well, this is more amazing than
Notice
Doctor Who.
once we turn here, we can't see where we're from, and so what do we blame? The gift of unique consciousness. We blame Eve. And this fascinates me because I think as a guy, there's a God's a guy.
Excuse me, I'm going into this dimensional portal. I'll see you guys later.